Welcome to the grand final of qualifier number 3 for the Murky Cup. The dudes are playing against Team Ash. This is the third qualifier out of 6. Again, the farther you go in the qualifiers, the more points you gather. You can participate as a team in all of the qualifiers. And after we're done with the qualifiers, the teams that accumulated most of the points in the top 6, they move on to the playoffs where they play for $2,000 of prize money. And once again, I want to shout out I Can't Wait, who's a big fan of Heroes of the Storm and also eSport. He makes this tournament possible, so big shout out to him. And as I said before, people like Kevin and I Can't Wait, they're super important, again, without support from individuals that are able to support tournaments like this, we would not have as much competition in the European or the Heroes of eSports scene as we do have right now. So big shout out once again and thank you very much. Now, if you're not familiar with the Murky Cup and how the bounty system works, I'll go over that real quickly before we're heading into this. Now, we have $2,000 of prize money on the line. The prize pool is split into 2 parts. The first one, $1,000, is split into a normal prize pool, so the top teams are going to get the prize money. And then the second part, $1,000, is added into a bounty pool. And you have bounties that you can see on stream right now. So as teams complete these bounties, they're completely voluntarily. They don't have to, but they can try and complete one of these bounties. And if they do, they get 1 bounty ticket. Unless they complete the Murky bounty. If they win a game with Murky, they get 3 tickets. The name Murky Cup also already alludes to it. But essentially, you can give yourself a bit of a handicap and make the game more interesting. And if you win with that, you get a bounty ticket. And then at the end of the tournament, we're looking at how many tickets were completed in total. We're looking then at each team to see how many tickets did they complete. And then according to that share, they get a portion of those $1,000 in the bounty pool. So it's a bit of an incentive to teams to try and think outside of the box and to make a bit of a risk-reward calculation. And so far, it's been pretty fun. We've had, I think, 12 bounties already completed, and it's been amazing. Like, all kinds of stuff has happened. Attempts have failed. Attempts have succeeded. We had Murky, Asmodan, Butcher attempts, triple heal, no heal was all there already, and we're going to get more for sure. So, pretty awesome. Cho'Gall banned in this case, for example. There's one thing that I also want to shout out real quickly because we made a change to the tournament. We have a Wednesday tournament and a Saturday tournament, and last week was the first time that we had the Wednesday qualifier, and the tournament ran pretty late. I think we ran past midnight, and we have also a few players that play in different time zones. For them, it was even later at the time. So we decided that for the Wednesday tournament only, we would make the grand final a best of 3. So this grand final is now a best of 3. The Saturday tournaments still they stay the same. We can start a bit earlier because people don't have to get home from work. We also have more time because, you know, next day is Sunday. So even if a tournament ran late, it would be alright. But for the Wednesday qualifiers, it's only going to be a best of 3. So in this series, we now have a best of 3 on our hands between the dudes and Team Ash. Just a bit as a side note for everybody that's watching right now. We have some subs also for the dudes. Swamgrota is playing today for the blue team. And I gotta actually say that it's quite funny because Swamgrota helped them in the semi-final to complete the Murky bounty. And he has just that reputation for Murky, so yeah, it's kind of awesome that he's subbing in today. We have a draft rule too, so there's a draft restriction. A hero can only be played once within a series, so every single hero that you see drafted now for the first game cannot be played again in map number 2 or map number 3. Gavlo with Hogger. Gavlo with Tracer, we got Hogger, and on the other hand, Blaze plus MyF currently for Team Ash, who played a very aggressive tournament today already. Blackheart Space, our first map, always diving a little bit into that deep map pool for our finals, for the starting maps, and it is gonna be pretty fun here. Yeah, but yeah, either way. Sergeant Emma gets banned out. I'm personally curious to see how the first game goes. Because, honestly, I'm looking at the dudes and I'm really impressed by how well they are doing. Specifically since they're now playing with subs today, but also because they newly formed in that constellation for the tournament. And even in the earlier qualifiers, they did well. But Team Ash has been playing such an aggressive style again. And has been completely all out with their strategies. That I just want to see what's happening now in the grand final. Because this is going to be cool. Stukov plus Varian. I mean, already you have just an absolute disaster comp on the hands of Team Ash. You can taunt, tether into Lurking Arm. You have a jet propulsion follow-up. All they need is some really high damage on the final pick. Ideally a bit bursty, so that they can take the targets down. Maiev is going to do a lot of damage too. But in comes the double pick on the left side. We get Abathar and we get Muradin. Alright, Kalami intrigued. Abathar Tracer. Yeah, that's going to be annoying as hell. Can't shake Tracer, and then you have that Symbiote on top of her. So this is going to be mega annoying. But, again, with that said, we have our final pick for game number 1. And let's see what it's going to be. We need damage. They need some damage here. So, final choice for map number 1. It is the Vikings. What? Are we going to get Longboat now? Alright guys, we get what is this? We get the Vikings. Are we gonna get Twin Blade Variant now? Whatever's happening. Blackheart's Bay, I'm here for it. The grand final has started. Murky Cup qualifier number 3. Well, off we go. Quite the draft here. Over on the left side, Swamgrotta for the dudes with Hogger. We get Ultralisk on Abathar. Gavlo on Tracer, Ixia on Brightwing, and Bloodcool on Muradin. A lot of swapping again. Bloodcool on Muradin right now instead of going for one of the damage dealers. Then we have over on the right side, Team Ash with Renella on Stukov, going for Fetid Touch as his level 1 talent. Dead Inside with the Vikings. Now this is really going to get interesting. I want to see what Lopaka is going to do now. There is a chance that with the Vikings in play, we could get Longboat, we could get a Twin Blades variant. Whatever it's going to be, I guess it's going to be wild. Lopaka on variant, as I said. Down for Life is going to play Blaze in game number 1. And we have Bishops on Maiev. Alright, so, the question is just simply, what are we going to get here? It was very interesting, by the way, because once that they started the pause, they immediately said we need 3 minutes. And I still don't know what they did. I mean, I tried to make a joke in chat, and I said you can do a whole lot in 3 minutes. Just ask Masquerade's girlfriend. But nobody reacted to it, so apparently I was the only one that thought it was funny. But yeah, I have no idea. So if you guys have any clues what they can do in 3 minutes, then hey, be my guest to speculate a little bit on this. But I at least am still completely in the dark because they haven't enlightened us. Now, bit of action over here in the middle. Apparently the fight for vision is still on, and they're currently going for it. And the red team takes it. I still think their comp is wild. They literally don't have a proper ranged hero. Now, they have Renella with his level 1 talent. I give him that. Oh, and they take Brightwing down immediately. Not bad. Yeah, and they have also Maiev. They have a couple of heroes that can technically go for a bit of range, but it's not the same as running a real range damage dealer, either an auto attacker or a mage. So, yeah, whatever. Also, a quick reminder, guys, if you're watching this on YouTube right now, make sure that you hit that thumbs up button. It really helps a bit with the videos. Obviously, comments do too. But we're still trying to keep that Heroes of the Storm esports scene alive and kicking for as long as possible. And this helps. And it doesn't cost you anything. Also, while we're talking about that, everybody that supports the channel on Patreon, big thank you. Without you, stuff like that would not be possible either. So patreon.com/Khaldor if you want to support the channel and the efforts to create more tournaments, to keep the coverage alive. And a big thank you to everybody that already does that and has been doing that for a long time. Link is in the description, but I want to give a big shout out to everybody that has been a Patreon supporter for a long time there. With the Vikings, they should have a lot. I mean, honestly, the Vikings are going to be something that should help them not only to get a lot of those doubloons that you get from the chest, but at the same time also a lot of those small pirate camps. And I think if they don't even have to fight necessarily. They could still go and try and complete a bounty if they go for the longboat, but them just being super annoying and trying to create space for the Vikings to get more doubloons and turn them in, it's not a bad idea in and of itself. One of the reasons why this map kind of fell out of fashion for a long time was that people figured out you don't actually have to fight here. You can run around your opponent, attack structures, try and force some plays around the turn-in, but that's essentially it. Now, losing doubloons in that sense is of course a little bit bad, so yeah, they didn't really turn anything in here. They at least stole the siege giants away. and therefore also some of the doubloons. But the Abathur team is still the one that was able to turn in a fair amount of them, secure them, so, therefore, and is not doing too badly. Early on, Abathur is usually a little bit more on the weaker side because you don't have that 15-point bar in the team fight. But there's not a lot of team fights that have happened anyways. Brightwing finds herself in trouble again. The jet propulsion does not connect because of the tether, but it doesn't make a difference anymore because the fruit fly is already eliminated. So fruit fly down. We got 9 doubloons now on bishops, so that's basically a turn-in. The beauty when you have Abathur in the game is that with the Toxic Nest you can at least sniff out when your opponent is making an attempt at turning in. So that's something. Really haven't a whole lot yet, but will eventually. And at the bottom of the map they're now trying for additional mercenary camps here. We have, by the way, Taunt. So any kinds of hopes and dreams that some people might have had that there's going to be some play around Twin Blades for another bounty have already been thwarted therefore. We could still see the longboat. That's the only bounty that they can technically still try and get. And on level 7 we get the Norse Force. Alright, so already some adjustments. Fight in the middle. Bishops! Oh, that's 11 doubloons! Brightwing is rich! Some have been picked up by Varian. Oh, Tracer goes down, but Brightwing still has 6. They want those back. 3 seconds until Varian has his taunt back, but I think instead of Brightwing they might just go for Muradin, if at all. But Brightwing all of a sudden has some money. Yep. Muradin with a Stormbolt connects it and stuns out Maiev, who has 7. Actually, no, that's Varian. But the first turn-in is gonna maybe go over still to the blue team. They had 14 doubloons right now. 14 doubloons! Arrgh, that booty! Where's the rum? Now, with already some of those structures taken out, it's gonna help when you take your doubloons later. Nothing happening in the middle, by the way. But every single barrage of the boat is still going to take down a fort. Because the fountain and the HP is now tied to the fort itself. That's a nice one. It's a kill. Lord Cruel goes down and he's just got bounced around there. He had absolutely no chance. Got ping-ponged around like crazy in that fight. Hard CC and no chance to save the day for him. Now at the bot lane they're going to go for the fort again and start the attack here. Bayside could also deliver the single doubloon that they need to get the turn in. And there it is. So the mid lane fort will now fall. In experience, this is all going to get destroyed. In experience, they're now behind. We have level 10 in the hands of the red team, but again, doesn't matter too much. Well, it matters at the bot lane because they're just diving past the fort thanks to the advantage that they're holding right now and try to force the fight here, which is not really a bad idea. I'm just not quite sure if they're going to win it as easily as they think they will. Tracer gets killed. Good first step. Now they try to go for Brightwing, but the jet propulsion again does not connect here. They are taking that fort though, and this is one of the problems. The more of the structures you take, it's very similar to Sky Temple. The objective attacks the structures directly. There's no way of defending against it. So the more structures you lose with your opponent just simply taking them out, the harder those objectives is going to hit later. So this one, not going to make a big difference yet. It's going to be the mid lane that gets attacked, but if they, for example, can do some structural damage at the top side too, then those early turn-ins will very quickly start barrages against the keeps, and that's something that you most likely, you kind of want to avoid that. So yeah, the hits, they keep coming. So they're doing a decent job on this, doing some serious work here, and well, well, it continues. We now have also over on the right side Bishops looking for the next set of doubloons and getting a bit more. Monty, by the way, has been chosen, so Ultralisk is really trying to get the monstrosity. We have a bounty attempt on each team side. We have monstrosity attempt for Ultralisk with Abathur, and we got the longboat for the Vikings. So it doesn't really matter who wins. One team is going to be to complete a bounty. Now, we'll see how that works out. But right now, I kind of favor the red team. 5 kills to 1 already. Very active on the map. Good control with the Vikings. Monstrosity could be pretty cool, but I'm not sure if Ultra is going to be able to get big value out of it. He's getting decent stacks, and he's already shown in some of the previous games where they try to complete it that they can do that. And there's the taunt, there's the jet propulsion lurking arm, and I think this time gets tethered in. and is able to survive, but not a lot of hit points. The Horda pull on Swamp Grotta, on the other hand, if they are able to stop him, if they can taunt, and then that's 12 doubloons, dude. No, Brightwing with a heal, but now Ixia is gone. Yes, they saved Toga, but that's still 6 doubloons that were just lost to them. So 18 in the hands of Team Ash, and they get Muradin too. That's 7 kills to 1, a full level lead, 2 forts already destroyed. Them easily working on the next one. If they just get the turn in, which they of course have easily, I mean, multiple times over, then they're gonna get the top fort too. So all of this is gonna get destroyed, and now it's time for the keeps. Whoo, that is bad news for the dudes. Yeah, they have a bit of a problem in their hands now. They lost map control. There's camp after camp that gets taken, which means more and more doubloons for Team Ash. Now at the top, at least this fort is going to be taken out also manually. Something that helps at least a little bit. But either way, it's going to be a bit of a toughie here. So right now, Renella, Bishops, Lopaka, all starting to slowly do their thing as they are trying to get a few more kills. But that little trap that we had around the Watchtower was actually not too bad. The taunt on Tracer though. They try to follow up on her again. Another slow bomb comes out. Lopaka gets attacked, gets focused, and dies before he can enter the bunker. Horda pull used now too. Vikings are pushing the bot lane, as we still have an attack against Stukov, and he's gonna fall. They're gonna lose a lot of doubloons here. This is the problem when you hold this many doubloons and you start to die. Now the Vikings are at least doing work down here. That's an entire wall destroyed. Monstrosity is being used, but takes immediate damage, and Eric might actually drop it. Eric is chasing and nearly kills Monty. There's the shield, and Monty dies to a slingshot. That's embarrassing. That's not something that you want to happen. Wall gets destroyed too. Topside fort still soaks up one shot, but good for the blue team. Getting at least the turn in and stealing the doubloons away from the opponent is already a big deal. So that was nicely done. Now they try again for the next fight. There's also a boss up on the map, of course, so something else that you could technically try and get. Have we seen a longboat? I don't think we've seen a longboat yet, right? Now, they try to force the fight with the disc. So the next attack is already coming. But I don't really see it. Now, all the forts destroyed on both teams' side. Everybody lost their forts. Varian doesn't get close enough to Galflow to drop him from the mount and get a taunt over. I think they're just trapping here. No, they're actually going for the boss. They actually want that boss. And just as they do, the doubloons are spawning. So more doubloons are spawning. They have a... I mean, they're turning everything in right now. That's another barrage. So granted, they get the boss at the top, but the barrage is still going to be used by the blue team to potentially take a keep down now. This is a really interesting one at this point. 4 kills to 7, level advantage for the red team. They're pushing through the top now, even trying to get the camp here, which will allow them to push with the double camp, with the boss and the bruisers. But the keep in the middle is going to take damage. I don't think it's going to get destroyed. No, it's not. But maybe at the top they can do some damage here. Now the problem is, of course, that we're still very early in the game. It's only 11 minutes in. If this was a 16, 20-minute boss, would be a different story. But it's at least a double camp. They're going to try and get a kill here. The monstrosity is down at the bottom of the map, so Ultralisk using Monty to try and give them some control. But the keep will still be assailed here. It's going to take some damage. And as I said before, turn-ins are going to become more valuable if stuff like this happens. And they already... Well, they only turned in 1. They got another 8 doubloons. It's not quite a turn-in, but it's getting them close. And this keep is nearly gone. Can they get a kill? Nah, they can't. Even with the jet propulsion connecting the way it did, they are not able to follow up and get the kill. They might still be able to get that key, but nobody actually does any damage on it. It is the boss though that takes it down. Now all they gotta do is properly escape, and they can't do that either, can they now? They're losing Maiev, and they're gonna lose more. Down for life is low, Stukov is dead, that's the second one to fall, and they're losing the doubloons as Blaze falls. So once again, The doubloons are gone. The attack at the bottom of the map with Monty has also continued, but damn. Yep. This is getting a little bit tricky now. Another Viking falls. Everybody is essentially dead except for Olaf. And they're not even bothering. They want to go for game? What? That's a ballsy. Really? I mean, Brightwing comes in. Okay, there's Hogger. Death timers are low, but they might just have what it takes here. The dudes, ladies and gentlemen. The shield is gone. 7 seconds for Maiev. And what a call. Look at that. They're actually pulling that off. Great call from them. I really didn't even think about that. I thought they would have to go for the objective first, but instead they lock in the victory on the first map of the best of 3 grand final. The dudes take the lead against Team Ash on Blackheart's Bay. GG.
Before we head into game number 2, make sure that you subscribe to the channel if you haven't done it yet so you don't miss out on any future content here on Khaldor TV.
Game number 2! The dudes with a victory in game number 1. Really nice call on the core. Honestly, did not see that coming. But now that we're heading into Tomb of the Spider Queen, this is match point, so the blue team could technically make sure that they are the ones winning qualifier number 3. I have to still say though that it's a question also whether or not they're trying for bounties again, and given the way that we've seen these games play out so far, as they are ahead, I would assume that they're actually going to try for another bounty. They just completed the Abathur bounty, so they just got a bounty on the last one. They're pretty successful in the bounty department at this point. I mean, you can't take that away from them. They've been doing pretty well throughout all of that. And yeah, it's going to be fairly interesting to see what other bounties they're now coming up with. Because at some point, you know, when you start to complete bounties all over that bounty board, then it becomes a little bit more tricky to find bounties that you still can. They tried, for example, a butcher bounty at some point, and that backfired horribly. That didn't work whatsoever. So maybe they feel confident they can do it here. And as you can see, Cho'Gall is banned continuously because Team Ash knows fully well that the dudes are going to try that. But yeah, I mean, there's still, I guess, plenty around that you can do for now. But at the pace that we're going, once we're heading into the playoffs, if you want to go for bounties, you have to dig deep. And for Team Ash, it's the same question. Both teams on the last map were trying to go for bounties. So now, question is, are we gonna get both with a bounty again? Is Team Ash just saying, like, guys, we're behind, let's just forgo it here and wait for game number 3, if at all? Junkrat banned, Jojo banned, good heroes at interrupting turn-ins, and here comes our first pick, and it's Hanzo. Honor! Honor! Redemption. Yeah. The man with the hipster beard. Has anybody shaved Hanzo's beard off? Does that happen in Overwatch where somebody, you know, just like took the portrait and just shaved his beard off? I think he would look stupid as hell. Somebody should really do that. Somebody with better Photoshop skills like myself should absolutely make that happen. Go in, load that portrait of Hanzo and just like get rid of that beard. I think he would look totally stupid. I might be the only one, but I'm looking at that face and I'm like, I don't see it. Urel and Chromie are in the house. We get Diablo for Gavlo. So, yep, Dibbles time on Tomb of the Spider Queen. Let's see if we're going to get a follow-up for that. And my eyes are still on Ultralisk. I could still see Medivh. Ah, there he is. Nice. I was waiting for that pick. Medivh, ladies and gentlemen. Diablo Medivh. He was actually thinking that if he doesn't pick him now, that he would likely be taken away from him. I think that was the thought process with the pick priority. That he thought, okay, they're going to ban him. They're just going to ban Medivh out, leyline into Apocalypse. Even if we don't go for the Wombo, Medivh is too much of a threat to them here. If I don't pick him now, then he won't be available anymore. So nice little move. Ana gets banned. I like that a lot. Swamp Grota on the side lane. Curious what he's gonna play. But we get the final ban first. So, one more ban. And then we're heading into our final picks for map number 2, which could technically again be the last map of the grand final, because the Wednesday's finals are now best of 3s. Simply, again, we have some players, Team Ash for example. Team Ash live in different time zone. I think they're 1 or 2 hours even ahead of me. So, yeah, it would be a very, very long day for them. If we play best of 5s, and then if he, you know, he goes to the 5th map, maybe some of the semis go to the 3rd. So, yeah, with this being a weekday tournament, it makes sense to adapt a little bit. Make it easier for players and everybody involved. Audience as well, I suppose. So, double pick. Malfurion, and we get Arthas. Arthas for the 2nd time today. I like it, and also from a different team. I like that we're seeing a bit more Arthas. Arthas was always a pretty cool hero, and it helps now with portal control, obviously, when you're going up against Medivh, not only with the Howling Blast, but also with the Aura. You can help with that slightly. But, yeah, seeing Arthas, I mean, he's not really back, but he's starting to nibble. We've seen in the NA tournament. He's getting played here. It's pretty cool. The Butcher! No way! I mean, now they're diving a little bit deep here. The Butcher for Swamgrotta, and then we get Tyrande. Alright, boys. Yeah, that might be a little bit too much. Butcher Tyrande plus Medivh. Swamgrotta, after he gave them the Murky bounty, now he's going for the meat. Meat! It is Butcher time, baby. Last but not least, Bishops, ladies and gentlemen. Kel'Thuzad, bounties on both sides. We're gonna get a bounty either way. Tomb of the Spider Queen, Team Ash against the dudes. Game number 2 in the grand final, everybody. Let's go. Over on the left side, Gavlo and Diablo for the dudes. Ultralisk on Medivh. We get Bloodcool on Hanzo, Ixia on Tyrande. And Swamgrotta on the Butcher. On the right, it is the red team. It is Team Ash with Renella on Malfurion. We got Bishops on Yrel, Lopaka on Kel'Thuzad, Dead Inside on Arthas, and Down for Life on Chromie. Now I gotta say, they're a little bit ballsy here. Double squishy mage against the Butcher, plus Malfurion. If they can get him to the 200 stacks, this could be a problem. So, yeah. Very interesting. This could get a little bit wild, to be honest with you. I mean, either way, right now we have currently the play in the middle. They can easily rotate between the lanes in order to try and get a few additional stacks for the Butcher here, I suppose. Having him continuously at the bot lane might slow things down a little bit. I just generally don't mind it, but then they have to really call the rotations. If they keep the Butcher in the 1v1, that it means that he gets at least on the minion wave very reliable stacks. But of course, in an ideal world, you would try to accelerate that process a little bit. That also makes it a bit more dangerous for him. Now, if you play a double mage, then you have a very good burst damage, but you play heavily around those cooldowns. Even in the days of HGC, most teams moved away from it. Towards the end, as HG was cancelled, Dignitas actually had a couple of drafts where they were trying double mage, and they had good success with it. Not really that they wanted to swap it out as a staple to the normal auto attack mage combo that most teams were running, but at least that they were saying, hey, we have 1 or 2 drafts where we can actually pull it off. So just saying you can do it, but it's not easy, and coordination is really everything. Because once that you go in and you unleash your combo, you are dead in the waters until your cooldown comes back, or at least quite limited. Now they go for Diablo first and take him out quickly. Team Ash with an easy kill. Their job is to stack the baseline for Kel'Thuzad. Talking about stacking the baseline, we now have the stacks coming in for Medivh too, and for the Butcher as we're talking about it. So portal control is in. 19 stacks per Medivh. It's actually not bad. It's pretty decent for Ultralisk. He's a really good Medivh player. And if anybody can keep Swamgrotta alive here, then he is definitely one of them. So, yeah, bit of action in the middle. So be very careful with Swamgrotta. They can't leave him alone. Not when there is still a chance that he's going to get ganked. But a couple of kills in the early game would, of course, be fantastic for him. So he's currently sitting on 40 stacks. Another charge! Meat! And Yrel is dead. Yeah, the combo is deadly. If you get the stun follow-up from Tyrande after the Butcher comes in, they're getting so many kills. If they can save Swamgrotta and he doesn't die in these situations, they're going to get a lot of meat for him. He's sitting at 82 right now. 82 meat stacks, and they haven't given up on that yet. So, the shield is out. And, whew, well, the second looked like Arthur's might die too. Gavlo, Diablo doesn't want to die either, but if he does, who cares? 89 stacks for the Butcher already. This is a really nice start into the game. Boys, I'm not sure, but if they are able to complete it that quickly, talking about completing things, Ultralisk is sitting at 35. So, yeah, it's all about getting those stacks completed. Butcher playing it safe now that he's alone. Medivh moves back, gets out. No Howling Blast control on the portal this time. But the Butcher is just farming the lanes now. At 100, he's halfway done. He's halfway done with his quest. If anybody can do it, it's Svamgrotta. Oh boy. Yeah, they get the interrupt there, I guess. Maybe, maybe not. Oh, they let the turn-in happen. Not the entire thing, but at least from those heroes. Butcher still rotating between the lanes. As long as they know that the 4-man is down at the bottom of the map, he can easily rotate between those. This is actually pretty neat for them. It's very good for them. If he can rotate between the mid and the top lane and everybody else is just stuck at the bottom of the map, that's insanely good for them. That's perfect. 3 stacks. He's sitting at 112. He's gonna get more. Quest is completed for Medivh. Quest complete. Time to feed. Yeah, we're not there yet, but yeah. For Ultralisk, this was already a big step. Him being able to complete this is pretty big. Meat! Meat! The Butcher with some nice hits, but this time the Tyrande follow-up was there. And they go for him. Tyrande falls. The Butcher is still alive. That's the good news. Chromie falls on the other side. The question is, does the Butcher get to the stacks? And it doesn't look like it. He's also avoiding the gems, by the way. It's too much of a risk to move in there. You gotta balance a little bit on what you're doing there. Are you just simply going for the gems to turn in early on? Are you going for the meat stacks to hit the 200? Oh, Medivh, good follow up. Ultralisk is alive. He actually makes it, and so does Diablo. This is quite the game. The turn-in will happen eventually. Tyrande is interrupting a little bit longer, but eventually this is going to happen. Can't prevent it forever. So, as is, we will see the Red Web Weavers first. Red Web Weavers are gonna be turned in first. And then the question afterwards is simply, how are they dealing with the rest? Once the Butcher has his stacks, I mean, he's at 35 stacks, for example, or 35 gems. So if he turns in, if they are able to get a Web Weaver wave, if they get a few more kills, the Butcher gets to 200. It's a lot of ifs and whens, but they could make that work. Diablo misses the combo with Tyrande to threaten Kel'Thuzad, so that's really bad for them. Thankfully for him, they have Medivh, so that helps with them retreating. But this could have been a pretty bad moment for them, for sure. So the attack still continuing over here. But if wards are falling this early on in the game, then you might be in trouble as the game continues. So as it stands, the bot lane fort is in danger. They're saving Ultralisk again. He has 20 stacks. They still saved that fort too, by the way. I'm actually impressed that they were able to pull that off. I thought that fort would fall for sure. Butcher on level 7 now with a meat shield. They still are waiting, of course, also for level 10. They go for... the stun on Bishop doesn't connect. Good for him. Yrel moves out and they get the fort after all. But it's getting close. And the Butcher is at 148 stacks. Guys, 148! Here come the level 10 abilities. We get Sindragosa. We have the ley line. Butcher, Lamb to the Slaughter, I'd say. I mean, what else are you really going to go for? And there it is. Stun on Arthas. There's the barbecue. Meat! Meat! More meat! Butcher. Did they get the kill? And yes, they do. But the Butcher, the shield, the portal, he's alive. Doesn't get the stacks, though. There's meat stacks right there. And they're ignoring it for now. They're turning in the 49 gems. 49. They're one short. And yep, he let the meat stacks go. This is like the way... This is what you have to be able to do sometimes. Let the stacks go for a moment and just go for their next set. And they get Malfurion. Malfurion is down. And they kill Yrel too. Guys, this is it. He's completing it right here. Right. What are you doing? Where are you going? Take the meat. Am I crazy? Doesn't he have like 2 meat stacks right there? What are you doing? Nope. Am I... Like, what? Did I miss something here? Am I drunk? There was meat there, right? I'm what? Like, there had to be. They killed Malfurion, they killed Urel, and he was right there. He was standing right there. He was definitely in range. There's no way there was no meat that dropped. Svamgrota, I mean, he wants to go for the handicap apparently. He's like, this is too easy. For a second I was like, am I high? Did the wrong team lose heroes? Am I not seeing things clearly? So yeah, they're jumping in again, but he could have completed it already. So I think he just wants to give himself a bit of a handicap there. That's the only explanation that I at least have. Now, if they now lose, I'm telling you. Svamgrot, Diablo goes down. Yeah, he doesn't want to dive in on that. At the top, the fort falls. By the way, the fort at the bottom of the map is also going to get destroyed. And now they go for bishops. Meat! And he doesn't take it! What are you doing to me?
Nope.
There's so many arrows right now. Pick up the meat. There we go. Finally. Thank God. 191. So he's picking up at least a couple of stacks. But holy hell, dude, my heart. You can't do this to me. We finally have a butcher that has a chance of actually having an impact in the game. And he's just completely ignoring the meat. He's looking for the vegan section in the supermarket here, apparently. Blood cool! Oof, my God, Hanzo, careful, buddy. That's 24 gems that you're holding there. So, it's a big and juicy steak that was on the ground. And he just ignored it. So, Svamgrota with a turn-in, and we get another set of web weavers. 10 kills, 2-5. Baseline quest of Kel'Thuzad has obviously been completed too. I mean, Team Ash is also doing pretty okay when it comes to stacking here. But with the Butcher only being shy 7 meat stacks, you already know that he's going to eventually pull that off. Medivh with all the assists that he's been giving them, the stun combos that they have with Tyrande and him. And there it is. He's completing the quest. It's time to shine, baby. Stack it more. Now you got the damage, you got the attack speed, and you have the proper stacking after it. The Butcher, ladies and gentlemen. We're not going vegan in this game. We're going ham. Oh, yeah. So, already at the top, just whacking away there. 14,000 damage right now. Barely more than Tyrande. But at this point, they can start doing some work. Lopaka, juicy target. They're going to try and bait him a little bit. Unsuccessfully, I might add. But the keep has already taken damage. And Svamgrota is still there. Ultralisk is providing vision. Cheating as usual with Medivh. And, well... good luck trying to prevent that from having an impact. Topside 4, topside is gone. Topside keep is taking damage. Bottom gets opened up. Still a decent defense from Team Ash. But now it's Butcher time. And, hello? Svamgrota, look at that. Look at that. Yep, comes in and is like, easy boss, baby. Easy boss. You distract them, I'll take it. So... Tyrande ruins the solo boss attempt here, but there's absolutely nothing that the red team can do about it. They don't even know what's going on. So they're just sitting there, and they're like, where is he? Where is he? And then it's like, wait, what? Boss? Yeah, and that's the level 16 talent that comes with it. Full-on charge build, by the way. Going into the Savage charge as well now. Nice against the frontliners. But, well, when are we going to get that attack? Diablo probably going to take the lead, trying to get a stun. And then the Butcher following up with Tyrande moving in, getting the Hunter's Mark. Hunter's Mark plus Butcher damage at this point on a single target is rough. Topside keep is gone. They want another bounty. They're getting close. There it is. Do we get a charge? Already the keep is gone. So is Diablo. But the Butcher, nice damage. Not enough. They're retreating with the portal again. They're not greeting. They're not greeting in any way. They got the keep. That's what they wanted. And now they can retreat again. So, in the middle, yeah, you're quite the boss here. Round of applause for the Butcher. Charge that camp. Show that camp who's boss. That's why we're going for the Butcher stacks, you know, so that we can charge camps. Exactly. Level 16, enraged. I'm enraged too. I'm a little bit enraged. After all of those meat stacks that he didn't go for, I am enraged. Yes, I'm definitely enraged. I think people watching this are also a little bit enraged. I wouldn't blame anybody being a bit enraged here. So, yeah. But anyways, Svamgrota, 25 stacks. It's one of the reasons I think why he's also not just charging in these situations. 16 on both sides. So we get some meat. There's the portal. Meat! Meat! Whack, 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 whack. Khaldor is a bit low. The Butcher gets his shield. And it's starting to move out again. Good arrow from Hanzo already. Svamgrota with another charge. This time on Arthur's. But does he get a portal? Because if not, he's dead. Yep, he gets a portal, but it's too late. Butcher is gone. Well, too late, boys. He already has his 200 stacks, so he's not losing anything here. So, yep, that isn't happening. But then again, need to do a little bit more in order to be successful. Can't just take the Butcher out once and hope that that's it. It's kind of funny though that after the Butcher got his meat stacks together, they weren't able to get any kills, so he couldn't stack more than that. There is a cam that is now pushing through the middle, and we have a catapult too, so this is going to take that wall down if nobody deals with it. But the red team wants to get the turn in, and they're able to do that. 10 kills, 2-7. There's the ley line, connecting once. Oh, big stuns, and he gets owled! Owl to the face. Butcher isn't here though, no meat for him, but they still get a kill. The dudes with a kill in the 4 versus 5 situation. Perfect to start off the defense. Trying to chase bishops. Couldn't take him down. But that was still a big play. Them able to do that was pretty huge. And it was a very nice kill. It's a problem with Khaldor, of course. Squishy as hell. Yeah. That clear. Easy clear from Svamgrota. So, there's still a few web weavers around. Not a lot. Middle gets blown to pieces within seconds. Butchers is low twice. Just takes it apart. Nothing that can be killed. I mean, there's only one fort standing for the dudes anyways. But, well, that's what it is. So, yeah, and we're back to both teams trying to turn in. Each team had 2 turn-ins now. Each team has 19 to 20 gems. Butcher just sitting at the side. Wolf from Arthas is already out, trying to go for the portal control with the slowing sands too, but they're already moving past that. Butcher, and he aborts. Had a chance there, aborts it. Arn defender for Urel as she's trying to get away, but there's the ult and there's the kill. There's the kill and the 210 stacks now. Now he's finally following up on this, and they want some kills too. They want more than that. They go for Lopaka, and they burn him to a crisp. He's gone. They go for Malfurion. That's easy 230 stacks. Butcher is exploding. It's a 5-man team wipe. Entire team gets murdered. This might be the final fight in this game. Are they completing the Butcher bounty? Is that what we're seeing here? The core is wide open. They're moving in for it through the top lane, trying to end the game, trying to end the 3rd qualifier of the Murky Cup. And they take the Butcher bounty on top. Unbelievable. Murky bounty and Butcher bounty. Svamgrota is pulling both of them off. That's game. That's GG. Ladies and gentlemen, the dudes win qualifier number 3.
Thank you everybody for watching the video today. I hope that you enjoyed the show and the commentary. And keep in mind that the spoiler protection that is going to run for the rest of the video is made possible by all the support on patreon.com. So guys, if you want to support my work, if you want to help me start new projects and keep the spoiler protection in place, please consider heading over to patreon.com/Khaldor. There's also a link in the YouTube description, and check that out. Thanks in advance, and see you guys next time with more esports coverage here on Khaldor TV. Have a great day.